All right, chop out. Big King man. Y'all like, subscribe, and share. Go to King Gates Music. Do the same thing. King of King Live coming soon. And I got some fire for y'all on the first episode of the King of King Live. And I'm going to keep y'all updated. But I found a very interesting story, and I thought I'd bring it to y'all immediately. Now, meet the 4 African kings who ruled India. They have been erased from history. Now, and there go pictures of the brothers right there. Y'all like, subscribe, and share, because it's a hot, people ain't put this out yet. I'm noticing every time I put something out, 2-3 days, a week later, everybody else come with the same video. So they following the lead. The page gonna grow. Don't worry about that. That's up to y'all. Get out there and thumb up the videos or whatnot. Okay. Now this is Marco Polo. And he said the darkest man is here the most highly esteemed and considered better than others who are not dark. Let me add to that, in very truth, these people portray and depict their gods and their idols black and their devils white as snow. For they say that God and all the saints are black and the devils are all white. That is why they portray themselves as I have. Marco Polo in 1288. He was at the kingdom of Payan. Now, more than 1,000 years before first foundation of Greece and Rome, there was a proud, industrious black men and women known as the Dravidians, erected a powerful civilization in the Indus Kush Valley from those original African kings that drove the regions in commerce, culture, and belief systems. Now, here could one of the brothers right here. Now, I want to say something right here. And, if you look at India, right, and you got the Indian elephant and the Indian lion, now these are some of the kings that took those lions over there. It was tradition to take, other kings and other emperors' gifts, just like how today when modern man go out and he meet ancient man, when they go out in the bush, they bring them a gift. Now that's ancient, and it go back all the way to this. You see what I'm saying? But it's the Indus Kush Valley. And again, they were one of the brothers. Let me see if I can say his name. His name is brother Sharasinga Mawaranga. Okay. Now, author Dr. Clyde Winters. A lot of y'all read Dr. Clyde Winters. Is the doctor of Afrocentrism. They love that word. Myth or science writer. Now, Ethiopians have had a very intimate relationship with Indians. In fact, in antiquity, the Ethiopians ruled much of India. These Ethiopians were called the Naga Kushites now, and you got the Naga temples down there in Nubia. Just to prove it, I showed y'all that, and I'll do it again later, because I'm studying India right now. So we're going to stay on this. It was the Naga who created Sanskrit, okay? And I told y'all the African, y'all just think it's sandstone. No, then before the sandstone, the African would take a stick and just write that shit in the ground, nigga. That's what the original Sanskrit was. A reading of ancient Dravidian literature, which dates back to the 500 BC, gives us a considerable amount of information on the Naga in India. The tradition of the Naga won central India from Villamar Bowen and Myanmar the fisherman. Now, and there go some of the books right there. He goes on to say that the Naga were the great seamen. I told y'all, all over there in Asia, they got a history, a maritime history where they own ships. And we can show you the ships that left Africa. That's just facts. They went all over the world. Naga were the great seamen who ruled much of India, Sri Lanka, and Burma to the Aryans they describe as half men and half snake. And the Tamil who knew, everybody know the Tamil. Now that's family. The Tamil who was warlike people who used to use the bow and arrow, okay, and a noose. That's the earliest mention of the Nagas that appear in Ramama, and they were also mentioned in the Mahabharata and the Harapata. In the We discovered that the Naga had a capital city in the Dinka, Dinka. You see what I'm saying? See how the words is familiar all over Asia. The same, they kept the same names. You see what I'm saying? As the African tribes today. They're just facts. And the other cities spread between Juna and the Ganges. I told y'all Ganges River named after these brothers right here. As early as 1300 BC, the classic Dravidian, the Kapamere, made it clear that the first great kingdom of India was Naga Kush. I'm telling you, Naga Anu. And the Naga probably came from Kush, Punt, Ethiopia. I told y'all. Now this, I'm reading this as I'm going, but I already know the information. So since the Puntites, Somalia, Ethiopia, I already know these were great sailors, okay, of the ancient world. And the Kemetic inscriptions is mentioned that the Puntite ports in the outer coast, Hemetices and the Taraku, and was mentioned and corresponded to the Aldes, Mahad, and the Tigris. Okay, we know those. Okay, even the legends of India revered the black race because they were black. That laid the foundation. Because you look at Kali in India and all that. We'll get into that in a minute. Their civilization were the holiest books of India, were also a fund of enlightenment of Ethiopian gods. Ethiopia came from Ethiopia. The first gods of India were for Ethiopia, were black men with dreadlocks called Shiva. Okay? Okay? Malik Abdul Khan resigned from 1893 to 895. So, okay, little known is about Shahrazad, the Ethiopian king who conquered the Bengal, like the Bengal Sea, which is the African kingdom, a Kushite kingdom, and established the Habashite dynasty in 1487. But we know that he was Ashadi, African. Okay, Ashadi is also known Ashadi, Ashawa, Habasha, are the ethnic group inhabited by India and Pakistan. Members of these descents were from the Bantu people of East Africa. So the people that's in India came from the Bantu people in East Africa, the old Mole, this, that, and the third. And then, no different than the Habasha peoples or whatnot. We understand but we had trade and relationships with these people way back then, and there you go, right there. And you see they carrying the African king on their shoulders. You see what I'm saying? Welcoming him in. And you see it, the Aryans welcoming the African king. Okay? And they levitate him. Okay, we also know that he was assassinated by shortly after coming in power. The man who took his place was Malik Khan, the first dude I showed y'all. Upon assuming Malik Khan, Abdi Khan changed his name to Sharuf Mazifa and Firuz Shaza, and actually proved to be a wise king. According to the coins found bearing his name, he resigned from 1487 to 1490. He secured a place and comfort for his subjects were matchless in generosity, and bestowed onto the rich treasures onto the poor people. And he was looked at, passed on sovereignty to who had hoarded that basically the people that, praised his name as an African king or whatnot, he bestowed riches on them and made sure they were straight, and he took care of his people that was there. Okay. Now this is I think it might be the Assyrian. Hold on. So we'll just read some of it right here, because I ain't gonna be able to read all of it, family. I can't make it. But I wanted to bring this. So members of the government did not like this generosity towards the poor. You see what I'm saying? They hating and used to say one of an, to one of another, this Assyrian does not appreciate money, the value of money, from which he had fallen into his hands without the toil of labor. We out basically out to set about discovering the means by which he had taught his values of money. Now Africa rich, he coming from a rich land where they don't really give a damn about gold and diamonds and this, that, and the third. You see, but they ass over there starving and whatnot, and they look at money as a big thing. We never did that. And African people look them diamonds and shit as just some damn rocks, some pretty rocks or whatnot. We make necklaces out of it, but we never looked at it as how these people lust over African wealth. Uh, the and unless extravagant lavishness, what did I tell you? Then they collected the treasures on the floor of the king. See, mighty behold it within his own eyes, appreciating his value, matched and attached it to his to value to it. When the king saw his treasure, he inquired, "Why is this treasure left in this place?" The members of the government said, "This is the same treasure that you applauded to the floor to the poor." The king said, "How can this amount suffice and add another lack to it?" See what I'm saying? Man, listen here. Now here go one of the other kings. Now I ain't gonna. This brother name is Jamal. Hold on, let me pull this down. Adin, and he CA 1200. Now he began his rise in power in Delhi as a Habasha king. You see what I'm saying? But you see how you look. You know what I'm saying? Enslaved, one of many enslaved Africans of the East descended, frequently employed by the Muslim monarchies. Members of this royal security team, shortly after he began to resign his queen Rasaza in 1236 to 1240. The first female monarchy of Delhi took. Damn, that's crazy. So not only was it African kings there, it was African queens there that was ruling India. That's just facts. And they was nappy headed too. The Aryans invaded India in 1515. That's why a lot of the peoples in Asia got a little bit straight hair. Not all of them. You see what I'm saying? It's mostly the ones that live in the north. So the peoples that live in India are Africans that done being mixed with the East Germans or whatnot. Because Hitler and them went over there. Because they say that's where they came from, way up in the damn up in the mountains up there. But anyway, she was awarded the horrific title of Kali, Amara of horses, Amir of horses or whatnot, and later was much higher in Amir Ural, who this continent, hold up, much to the disconnect of the Turkish nobly who at that time had also dealings with this region. Also resigned for the beginning woman rule, Muslim nobles and Rastafari, approximately to the Assyrian slaves, considered a racial inferior to the Turkish nobles. See what I'm saying? Okay. So she was alienated, so they provoked to open rebellion and conspiracy to overthrow him. And he eventually was killed off by all his haters. Now here go the last one, Malik Sharwat in 1394 and 1403. Malik Sharwat was also described as a Habasha who became governor of Japuta, a sultan close to Delhi. No, basically a place close to Delhi, under the little title of Malik Ashar. I like that name, Malik Ashar, king of the East. He was captured in Jupiter province according to the history of medieval India, Part 1 of Cali Company 2007. I guess that's the book, and the author put this out. Okay, now 1389, Malik Sharp was received a title of Kanja Ja. Okay, this might be the one right here that the Ganges River named after. Okay, he was appointed the governor of Jaipur or whatever, and received his title of Malik Sharp, Sharp, and from the Sultan Nirad Muhammad Shaza in 1394 to 1413. Okay. Okay, this is the history of medieval India. Y'all need to go get some of these books. Now, okay, I think that's the last part right here. So, like I told y'all, the Africans, when they first came over there, they would bring a lot of gifts. And I think this is what the part that it's going to talk about. Now, I want to read some of this right here, because it's just talking about, okay, look, Ra is Jasper, ruler of the Lanka Nuti, acknowledged his authority and sent him number of elephants. You see what I'm saying? Oh, and also lions. After his death, he was succeeded by and appointed by Malik Kutar, who took Malik Shah's place. Okay, so what a lot of that was African kings from Africa visiting and also just sending caravans of gifts to visit these kings and congratulate these kings. And a lot of time it would be a lot of the African animals. And it was more animals in Asia, and specifically India, than just the lion and the elephant. But whenever you see that, because African lions and African elephants are what they call indigenous to Africa. So, that's just a remnant of what our ancient kings brought in the area. And I think it was a picture in here I want to show y'all. Now, here go the African kings right here. This is one of the most famous pictures of them. And you see the two African kings greeting. You see it greeting each other or whatnot. And this is in 1500s, you see, to 1550 to 1626. You see what I'm saying? And you see, these brothers was born in Ethiopia, Harad. That's the same part Haile Selassie come from. And they went over, and then not only that, the man that, what was his name? Tigwa. I think his name was Tigwa. He the one brought the gods, some of the gods, Kali them and all that, Shiva. He the one brought a lot of those gods over there real early from Africa. And if you look at the peoples in Ethiopia, they the same people in India. And and how do I know that? And I think it's northeastern India. You got a whole nappy head African tribe, and people wonder how they got there. All the other people that got the straight hair is the same people as these people. The only thing is that these people that got the little straighter hair have been mixed with other European type races or whatnot that come up from the north or whatnot. But these brothers right here, okay, that was the end. But these brothers right here was the heads of the Kushite dynasties that went into India, that went all the way over to Papua New Guinea and all of that. That's why all those people kind of look the same. But you got some that got nappy hair, like the Papua New Guinea, they got the nappy hair. But in Australia, it's a little bit curly, kind of like the Dravidians in India. Now, these is all African people. What I tried to tell them, they try to talk about some Aboriginal people or whatnot. And that I got some videos I've been saving on them anyway. I'm going to post them tonight, too. You know what I'm saying? But this is a very important story right here, family. And y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share. I know the video was a little bit long. and there was a lot to read, but you needed that knowledge. You needed that knowledge. You needed that knowledge. So, okay, we the Cushite family that went all over the world. We kingdoms, they still there that you can go see. Not just remnants, the damn buildings and stuff are still there. So wherever you see anything that was made in the BC time, whether it was a temple or a pyramid or a statue or some artifacts, African people that came from Africa, they got on their own ships, the first African explorers, and went all around the world, leaving their likeness. And most of the time, they was worship this deities, no different than Buddhas, no different than in Americas down there with the Olmec. Same people. Jah Power, y'all like, subscribe, and share. Be right back. Family got another video. Jah Power, beat King Mine.